Hello everyone, this is Mr. Brain Junkie here, and today we'll be talking about a science fiction adventure film called The Snow Monster. Be ready for some spoilers ahead. Somewhere in the snowy mountains of the Arctic, a group of genetic researchers from Han Industries are examining the location after receiving some abnormal signatures from the area. Their expedition leader, Ching, quickly notices spikes on the radar, indicating a disturbance of the gravitational fields nearby. This is immediately reported back to the headquarters, where the senior researcher, Professor Lin, thinks that the abnormality is a great primer for genetic mutations. Very soon, their vehicle begins malfunctioning, which prevents them from moving, and the people notice something moving underneath the snow. Suddenly, a gigantic arm flies out from beneath the mountain and smashes down beside the car, breaking all the windows at the same time. Massive horns appear in front of the vehicle as the people watch in shock, and the entire car is pushed off the mountain while everyone bounces around as they roll down towards the abyss. They eventually manage to hit the bottom while the entire team is gravely wounded, and Ching watches horrifically as a giant snow monster approaches the people. Realizing that the team is in trouble, Professor Lin goes with Kai to look for an archaeologist known as Fei. The man clearly has no interest in any of their offers, as he had a falling out with Han Industries, especially with his ex-girlfriend who turns out to be Ching. However, when the professor tells him that the woman is in danger, Fei quickly decides to save her by going there himself, as he obviously still has feelings for the girl. They journey quickly towards the last location of their team while being accompanied by numerous soldiers, eventually arriving into a mysterious ancient temple. Fei immediately notices that the place is very strange, as all his tools are malfunctioning due to disturbances from local geography. The man takes out the map and realizes that the pattern of the pillars match precisely with his diagram, and Fei is able to locate the switch to the entrance very quickly. When they press the mechanisms together, the ground begins to shake, and numerous columns rise out from underneath while the people watch in amazement. Suddenly, the ground breaks open in the center, causing everyone to fall down as they land inside a massive cave, while all their signals are cut away from the headquarters. Luckily, no one is hurt from the incident, while the people begin to search around for an exit, and they quickly find the remains of soldiers from thousands of years ago. Upon closer examination, the skeletons appear to all have holes behind their heads, and the people question how this is possible. The team wanders deeper into the caves, and the mercenaries eventually notice one of their soldiers acting strangely as he falls on the ground, revealing a massive hole on the man's head. The group begins hearing numerous chipping noises from the ceiling as countless brain-eating birds rise out from the eggshells and charges towards everyone. The mercenaries open fire right away, but the enemy's numbers are too much, and the people are quickly overwhelmed as they're being picked off by the animals one by one. A soldier begins shouting in the chaos as all the others are busy reloading their weapons, and the creatures begin to gather around the man while lifting him into the air. Fei realizes that the enemies must be very sensitive to noises and tells everyone to be quiet as the animals finally return to the ceiling. While trying to be as stealthy as possible, the group slowly maneuver across the field, but suddenly, Kai's phone begins ringing from his morning alarm, forcing everyone to run immediately. The people rush towards the exit while the creatures charge towards them in great numbers, but Fei manages to throw his grenade at the enemies, causing massive explosions in the cave. The man is able to escape just in time as they all fall into the snowfields below and managing to escape from danger temporarily. The people slowly recover from the ground and are shocked by the incredible sights in front of them, which the professor thinks is caused by the abnormal gravitational fields. The group continues forwards to find their missing team, and Fei is able to discover a piece of headlight in the snow, showing that this must be the location of the crash. The mercenary captain is also able to find a camera, which appears to be still functional, displaying a footage of Ching and her team, suggesting that they're probably still alive. Before they can decide on what to do next, one of the soldiers notices movements close by, which quickly reveals itself to be a giant shark that jumps over the people. The creature begins devouring the men immediately as it crashes into the snow, causing the mercenaries to shoot furiously towards the monster. However, their attacks are not effective as the creature is protected by the ground, and it quickly charges towards another man, eventually grabbing onto the victim and pulls him away. The people try to retreat away from this area, but the monster jumps out out from underneath and knocking everyone into the air. The creature launches at the people once again as it opens its massive jaws, causing everyone to cower in fear. Before the animal can devour the humans, the snow shark is grabbed onto by a massive humanoid, which turns out to be the snow monster. The people watching shock as the giant creature begins hitting the fish on the mountains and creating earthquakes with every strike. The creature eventually starts consuming the giant fish, but a soldier fires his weapon by accident, causing the monster to become hostile as it roars furiously at the group. The mercenaries begin firing all their weapons at the massive beast, but the attacks are useless against the opponent, only managing to make it even angrier. The creature strikes the mountains using tremendous force, causing a powerful shockwave that knocks the people onto the ground. The humans try to fire the rocket launcher at the monster, but misses the creature completely and creates an explosion on the mountains, eventually causing an avalanche as a result. The soldiers try to run away immediately, but Kai falls down in the chaos while Faye rushes back to help his friend, causing them all to be consumed by the snow. When Faye eventually regains consciousness, he realizes that they're captured by the native people that resembles elves, while the village leader approaches them to begin the ritual. The strangers take off their shoes and starts cutting the people's legs and draining their blood, as Faye secretly cuts the ropes that are tying his hands. The main character manages to break free in the last moment while taking the village leader hostage, causing all the people to become hostile. Suddenly, a warrior jumps towards the man and throws him away quickly, while the two begins fighting each other furiously. However, Faye is clearly no match for the opponent as he gets captured by the woman, causing all the people to chant her name in victory. It turns out that the warrior's name is Kea, the most fearsome fighter in the whole tribe, and also the daughter of the chief. Luckily, a voice calls for everyone to stop, and it's quickly revealed that Chen was able to survive the crash after all, as she was also rescued by the natives. She begs for the warrior to spare the man's life, as Faye looks at the woman with a smile and eventually fainting as a result. When the man wakes up once again, Chen explains to her ex-boyfriend that the natives are good people, and the ritual was meant to help the newcomers heal faster. She tells Faye that all her team members have died as a result of the expedition, while the man tries to comfort his friend by assuring her that it's not her fault. At the same time, the mercenary captain is paying respect to all his men who lost their lives, and the soldiers fail to find any survivors around the area. Their peace is quickly interrupted when the ground begins to shake and a fearsome roar can be heard from far away, causing the people to rush immediately for cover. The snow monster approaches them very quickly as it steps over the people like they're ants, while everyone is shocked by the sheer mass of the creature. The professor is mesmerized by the giant and reveals to the captain about his true objective to coming here. It turns out that Lin has always suspected the existence of the snow monster, and he planned to capture the creature as it can potentially advance the field of genetic research by decades. He wants the soldiers to help him take down the giant beast and promises the people a lot of money in return, to which the captain agrees immediately. The man tells the professor that he'll notify his general to send in backups, as the creature seems to be invulnerable to normal gunfires. Meanwhile, the native people are preparing a ceremony for welcoming the snow monster to their village, as they worship the creature as their god. The elder priestess, who's also Kea's mother, is known to have the ability of communicating with the beast, and she prepares to summon the creature in front of the newcomers. The leader of the village blows the horn to welcome the creature, and very soon the grounds begin to shake as a massive yeti appears from below the mountain and eventually towering over everyone. The snow monster roars to welcome the people, causing the big boy to roll down the stairs like a giant snowball, while everyone laughs at the man's fear, including the creature as well. The yeti reaches out towards Faye, and the man conjures up all his courage, eventually managing to make contact with the monster, while all the people smile at the peaceful union. However, the ceremony is quickly interrupted when the creature is hit by a large explosion from the back, while a second missile hits the mountain and knocks all the people onto the ground. It turns out that the mercenaries have found their location, and Professor Lin tells the soldiers to fire immediately at the creature. This angers the villagers and causes them to attack the aggressors, but they're no match against the modern weapons of the soldiers while being killed one by one. Kea sees this and charges in to attack the captain, and the two begin to exchange blows as they're equally matched. The monster becomes furious by the humans' gunshots and prepares to wipe out everyone by using its massive arm, but stops at the last moment as it did not want to kill Faye and his friends. Lin takes the chance and fires his cannon at the giant monster, releasing a powerful shockwave that injures the creature terribly as it screams in pain. The Yeti eventually falls down the mountain, while Faye and all his friends are captured by the mercenaries as they're taken hostage at gunpoint. Lin rushes in to see that the creature has retreated and laughs in victory, while Chen demands to know why the man is doing such terrible things. The professor mocks the woman for her lack of imagination, as the creature can be a valuable asset for human progress. The man points the gun at the priestess and demands her to bring them to the monster, but the woman refuses immediately, causing Lin to kill her husband right in front of her. The priestess mourns for the man's death, but Lin takes her away immediately alongside her daughter, planning to force them to reveal the location of the creature. The mercenaries take the hostages away, while leaving Faye and his friends all tied up on the ground, alongside the numerous people that they killed. The soldiers take the priestess and her daughter towards the wilderness while forcing them to locate the Yeti, but strange things begin to happen as one of the men disappears into the snow. The soldiers notice this and becomes alerted by the incoming hostiles as a giant shark jumps out from the ground, showing its massive jaws and crashing down towards the people. The priestess takes her friends and escapes towards the rocks immediately, while numerous creatures rise out, eventually surrounding the soldiers as they fire desperately at the enemies. However, their guns are not effective against the creatures as the monsters are protected by the ground, and the people are forced back into a corner as they scramble to get on the rocks. In the last moment, the professor takes out the electrical cannon and fires at the ground, causing a powerful shockwave that knocks away all the sharks and sending the snow into the air. When everything finally settles, the people begin noticing large amounts of blood surfacing onto the ground, indicating that they killed all the monsters in one shot. The professor laughs in victory and quickly turns his anger towards the priestess, accusing her of purposely bringing them into a trap. He demands the woman to bring out the snow monster and threatening to kill her daughter in the process, but Kea knocks away the man's gun and tackles him onto the ground. The captain sees this and fires immediately, but the priestess jumps in the way and sacrifices herself to protect her child. Kea holds her mother in her arms and cries in pain, while the people begin hearing the snow monster's roars from far away. It turns out that the creature finally decided to appear after sensing the woman's death and decides to take vengeance for its fallen friend. The mercenaries quickly surround the Yeti as they begin to fire with all their weapons, but their attacks are useless against the giant creature. The snow monster roars furiously at the people, while the professor takes the chance to launch his cannon at the Yeti, but the creature easily dodges the attack this time. The monster becomes enraged and stomps at the humans, nearly killing the professor, who managed to barely escape. The creature begins smashing the people by using its massive hands, sending the soldiers flying into the air as the people are clearly no match for the giant. Kea takes the chance while charging at the captain and throws away his gun, planning to fight the man in order to avenge her mother's death. The giant snow monster grabs onto one of the soldiers and takes him into the air like an insect while preparing to devour the man, but is quickly stopped by a large explosion from behind. It turns out that outside reinforcements are sent here by the captain's general, and the fighter just quickly surrounds the Yeti from all sides. However, the monster counters immediately as it punches one of the airplanes into pieces, forcing the other planes to take out their sonic weapons and launches the waves at the creature. Professor Lin takes the chance and aims at the Yeti before shooting his cannon at the monster and stunning the giant creature in place. Before the man can do further damage, Chen points a gun towards the professor's head, trying to convince him to stop this madness, but the man is able to take away her weapon immediately. He forces Chen towards the cliff, eventually causing her to fall down, but the woman is quickly saved by Faye, who was able to escape just in time. Before the man falls down as well, Kai throws the ropes at the main character and is able to rescue the people by sacrificing his family jewels, eventually managing to pull back his friends. Faye rushes quickly towards the rocket launcher and tries to take down the fighter jets, while Kai runs to help Kea in her fight. The captain continues to attack the woman furiously, eventually managing to strike the warrior and sends her flying across the field. Before the man can finish the kill, Kai rushes in and knocks the enemy away while absorbing the opponent's punches like Kung Fu Panda. The captain throws the big boy on the ground and begins turning him into the most durable punchbag in human history. This gives Kaya the chance to grab onto the man and begins choking the captain out, eventually killing the mercenary and avenging her family. At the same time, Faye manages to lock onto the enemy planes and fires the rocket launcher, destroying the fighter jet in the massive explosion. The numerous debris fly towards the people and lands right on the professor's leg while trapping him on the ground. The snow monster is finally able to break free as it jumps in the air and smashes the other plane into pieces as well, before roaring furiously at the people. However, the professor refuses to give up and tries to shoot at the creature once again, causing the monster to smash down using tremendous force and turning the man into a human pancake. The snow monster turns towards the humans and sees all the wounded people, and the creature can't help but feel sorry for its friends. The giant eventually turns away and slowly disappears into the far distance, while Ching hugs the main character passionately for saving her life. The three survivors try to say goodbye to the natives while remembering all the people and their kindness towards the newcomers, but quickly realizes that everything has been destroyed as there's barely any villagers left. They can't help but turn back in sorrow as there are no happiness in the people's eyes, only pain for their loved ones who died. So what do you guys think about this movie? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.